My name is Suyu Chen. I was born and raised in Guangzhou, China. I currently live in Rochester, upstate New York after graduation from the MFA program at Rochester Institute of Technology. The main material of my work is PVC tube, resin, enamel paints, gesso, and sterling silver. When I made this piece, I was experiencing the cold and silent winter in 2020. Also, I had very limited activity like all others because of the COVID. I couldn't fly back to China because the border was closed and the flight ticket was extremely expensive. I did as much work as possible in my small apartment. I'm not a person who gets homesick easily because most of the building associated with me had been torn down, and I don't know what I should anchor my feelings on. I walked many trails in the winter and saw natural landscapes that were very different from the environment that I grew up in. When I was making this series, I suddenly thought of the banyan tree and a place called the Banyan Tree Point near my old home as a child. Banyan tree is a special plant. It will continue to grow roots from the branches, and when the roots connected to the ground, it will form into a new branch. Although the outdoor market next to this big tree is gone, and the road has been rerouted, no one dares to cut it down because it was too big, and some may say that cutting down an old tree may bring bad luck. Differences in vegetation may be internal. It cannot be destroyed and rebuilt like architectures. Finally, I landed my nostalgic thoughts on the plant and humid wave in my hometown, as well as the jewelry pieces I made. The depths of my culture are filled with quiet metaphor and philosophy about chaos and forms. There is something formless but has been deeply rooted in my mind as well as my works. Thank you for watching.
저는 이 공간 안에 다양한 기억들을 담는 거예요. 그러니까 그 기억이 제가 그 유년 시절에 그 겹쳐서 뭔가 그 투영된 그 이미지, 그 파편 영상들이 제 기억에 아직도 남아있고, 그걸 봤을 때 굉장히 행복감을 느꼈거든요. 그러니까 지금 현실에서 내가 힘들 때 그 기억을 떠올리고 싶은데 그냥 떠올리기에는 너무 잡음도 많고, 근데 저는 이 공간들을 만들면서 이걸 통해서 이제 진짜 바라보기도 하고 이제 심리적으로 들어가게 되는 것 같아요. 그러니까 시나리오 쓰는 그런 작가로 말하면은 그런 이미지들로 인해서 제가 주제가 정해지더라고요. 그러니까는 컨셉은 이제 변하지 않는 건 만화경이고 그 안에서 가지로 이제 심리적인 그런 내용들이 들어가는 것 같아요. 그게 컨셉이라면. 일단 모델링을 해서 실제 느낌과 거의 흡사하게 느껴야 되고, 그 크기나 그런 것들도 그냥 거기에서 많이 다르지 않고, 무게나 그런 거는 뭐 실제 재료로 정하는 거지만, 그래서 모델링과 흡사하게 해서 일단 모델링을 만들고, 그 다음에 하나하나는 다 따로따로 작업을 해서 붙여요. 보면은 다 각접기라고 생각을 하시는데, 투각을 하고 각접기를 하면 형태가 많이 일그러져요. 예쁘게 안 나오는 경우가 많아서 저는 그냥 이 한 면씩 따로따로 작업을 투각으로 한 땀 한 땀 작업을 해서, 그 다음에 모서리를 여기 각도에 맞게 각을 만들고, 줄로 각을 만들고, 그 다음에 접합을 합니다. 그리고 제가 은을 선택한 이유는 저의 어렸을 때 동심, 가장 때묻지 않은 그런 순간, 그때 기억, 그걸 담고 싶었어요. 그래서 저는 은을 제일 좋아하고, 제가 항상 그 초심을 생각한다는 초심, 그때 기억, 그래서 제가 은을 선택했어요. 항상 저는 작업을 해가지고 작업물들을, 그 덩어리를 다 이렇게 제 앞에다가 이렇게 다 세워놔요. 작업 책상 위에. 그래서 이제 하나하나씩 이제 완성해서 뭔가 내야 되거나 그럴 때는 이제 잘 가라. 다시 돌아오기도 하지만 제가 제 주제 자체가 만화경이라고 표현했던 거는 제가 현실 세계에서는 집이 없다고 생각해요. 그러니까 마음 둘 집이 없다? 근데 제 작업 안에서는 하나하나 그 공간들을 만들어 가면서 제가 그 안에 살고 있는 거죠. 그러니까 그냥 남들이 보기에 평범한 그런 기약으로 볼 수 있지만 전 그것들이 하나하나의 제 집이라고 생각하고 그렇기 때문에 내가 투각 기법으로 작업을 할 수 있을 때 눈으로 정확하게 작업을 할 수 있을 때 아주 정확할지는 모르겠지만 하나하나 한층 한층 만드는 게 힐링이고 그게 제 삶이라는 생각이 들어요. 할 수 있을 때 작업이 치료예요. 그러니까는 그 쿠사마 야유이가 병원에서 생활하잖아요. 병원 곁에 작업실이 있고 그래서 늘 그 도트 작업을 하고 있잖아요. 도트 무늬를 그 자기 세계를 펼치고 있잖아요. 저도 그분을 닮아가고 싶다고 해야 되나? 이해를 할 수 있을 것 같아요. 작업으로 치유를 하면서 살아가는 것 같고 치유하면서 뭔가 작품 그러니까 하나하나 개체가 나오는 것 같아요. 저 안에서.
Hi, my name is Chen Xiao. I'm from China. After my study in art and contemporary jewelry in France, I live in and working in France currently. I'm so honored to participate in this exhibition, and I was moved by its significance. I want to show my work and my culture here. When I was a child, we used metaphorical stories mythology, folk tales, and jokes to inform and explain the truth. At that time, I didn't understand all meanings, but now, with life experience, I'm farther and farther away from childhood. So my inspiration from my education and my life experience. Today, I show my process and a short video. The idea from a friend's jokes in middle school. It takes me love every time when I eat the rice. But now, when I remember it, I take it very seriously. It's a story about questioning habits. The broth I make with rice. Rice is very important in China. Almost every day I eat the rice. It's like smart to make participation and exchange opportunity. I'm so happy to show these pieces. Being Asian, it gave me a great culture and so many inspiration to my work and to me. I hope you have a nice expedition. And thank you so much to Artist Living Room. Thank you.
My name is Chang Li. I'm a jewelry designer and artist based in London. I'm interested in exploring the connections between art and design, form and function. The distressed jewelry explores functional and interactive jewelry in a creative way. It examines ways of meditating use interaction with jewelry. Each piece is playful and healing in a different way. For example, the 3 pieces are rubbing on your skin, twiddling with your fingers, or playing a game. There are pieces designed for de-stressing either mentally or physically. Through touching and feeling the jewelry, you can focus on what you are doing and your body.
My name is Shakimi. I was born and raised in Korea. I majored in fiber arts and ceramics, but I have always had eager to learn in jewelry since I was young. So the first thing I something with jewelry was selling them on my blogs. It was really small and good for hobby, but it finally led me to study further in New York. So now I became a jewelry designer and maker in New York. My work starts with a metal base, which is a skeletal structure of jewelry, and adds flash using diverse components. I also influenced by my previous major, which have soft and warm feeling, so I like to combine organic shape with the metal. I believe that it ultimately creates unique feelings. My inspiration derives from the things that I experience, think, want, see, and my feelings towards them. Mostly, my work is nature-based design, but the meaning underneath is intimately connected with my wish to meditate in nature. I think meditation is the power that allows me to keep my mind with the most comfortable state. To do this, it is important to resolve the unfulfilled needs within myself. Everyone has a desire to escape from the busy life, but it is not easy. In this situation, I decided to create the beauty of the nature in direct way, making jewelry. My work started the notion of inner peace and hope to invite viewers to my work to refresh their body, mind, and soul. Nature changes every moment. It never shows the same scenery. When I observe it well, I can get an inner peace, and at the same time, its numerous patterns and colors allow me to constantly inspire and see new things. Based on that, I focus on creating the atmosphere of the place rather than merely transferring scenes or landscape to jewelry. I want to give people the comfort and freedom from reality by inviting them into my jewelry. My main intention is to share my feelings and experience with others. I wish that the people would sympathize with me, be comforted, and be able to fulfill their emotional satisfaction through my work. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Yolanda. I'm from Amoy, China. I would like to introduce to you the works exhibited this time. It's called A Flower Roots in My Heart, Fireworks. The title of my project is A Flower Roots in My Heart. It's a poetic metaphor often used to express a happy mood. I believe you can know from this metaphor that my topic is about happiness. Under the heavy pressure of fast-paced life and fierce competition, people ignore small happiness in life. We are stressed, depressed, and lost. This problem has become more apparent during the COVID-19 pandemic. Luckily, this pandemic has given me more time to think and meditate. What do we need to pursue in our life? My answer is true happiness and comfort of the present, which is also the answer of some wise men. Based on my research in psychology and philosophy, I believe that happiness is hidden in small things in our daily lives. During my meditation, the beauty of the world is transformed into still pictures, showing all kinds of beautiful moments in my mind. So, I started to capture all kinds of happy moments and try to express true happiness. The whole project is expected to awaken people to embrace the chaos, the energy, the feeling of being alive. The inspiration of a flower roots in my heart, fireworks, comes from fireworks. I try to express the hope of life through the light of fireworks and the moment fireworks burst. I hope this creation can illuminate the darkness, even beyond the darkness, to express love of life and my inner light.
Hello everyone, my name is Melissa Tu. My experience on meditation is it's transformative. During meditation, my mind goes through a stream of thoughts, yet it roots back to my true origin or true intention. And I want my audience to experience my work like going through a meditation process, as the work speaks for itself to be read, felt, worn as a process of reshuffling our memory, recovering history, and redefining the future. And jewelry is the tool that I use to speak about culture and my personal values, to bound people through spiritual resonance and mutual understanding, and to investigate our connection with the environment and our past. For this show, I particularly selected works that are in reference to my Chinese heritage. For instance, the necklace Human Evolution. I wanted to recreate the story from an ancient stone carving that I found in my hometown in Chengdu, as I believe the story still resonates to the present culture. The story starts from the frontal panels with a tribe of people residing harmoniously in nature, yet the story slowly evolves into the end of humanity through wars as people lose faith and trust. Of course, I have much more to tell about the works, but for now, I hope you're enjoying reading them and letting your mind travel.
Hello, or Nyajong as we say in Hmong. My name is Zhe Zhang and my Hmong name is Nzhe Xiong. Through creating and researching, I think and reflect about Hmong cultural history and identity. Each genocide, assimilation, colonization, reflecting loss, commodification, and resilience of being Hmong. They are visual documentation of our migration and identity within the American dominant space, telling our stories of past, present to future. Our craft, including clothing, textiles, and jewelry, has long been a way to reflect our identity, tribe, history, and location, which are present in my work. These processes include hand-stitch and machine-stitch fabrications, which intertwines my Hmong American experience. These series look at the movement of jewelry through adornment, carrying stories and parts of history with the wearer. The brooch with individual Hmong people representing Hmong bodies, dressed in our traditional garments, are removable from the piece through magnets. The back of the brooch is hand-stitched, representing our traditional Hmong cross embroidery. It's very similar to this. The pieces on the top can be detached to the wearer's location and movement, symbolizing our continuous migration and loss, and then be reattached to the piece, which symbolizes reclaiming and finding our history and culture. The cassette tape series look at the visual documentation of my late father's folktales, who passed away before I was born in Thailand. The process includes listening to his recording while embroidering the stories and then fabricating them into a cassette tape holder. The outside part of the piece are visual narratives of the folktales that are from one scene to another. When the piece opens, you can find on the inside hand-stitched English translation of what the exterior visual narrative is. It takes concentration and meditation when creating these pieces by stitching them together. When creating, I focus and think about the state that I am in relation to Hmong artisans that have created before me and currently, connecting ourselves through craft and objects. I sit, listen, and focus carefully to my late father's folktales, not just because of his passing, but also because my Hmong language has declined while growing up and having to learn English within the US. Oftentimes, when people think Asian, they refer to East Asia, Japan, China, Korea, and we are often left out from these conversations in history. My work represents the uniqueness and resilience of being Hmong, indigenous to areas of Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, and China, though displaced to various countries after the Vietnam War, which includes the United States, Canada, Australia, Germany, France, and French Guiana. As we live in dominant nation states, our identities are spread out from our displacement, but our craft continues to document and preserve while bringing together our identity, history, and culture. Thank you, and watch out.
Hello, my name is Big Tu, and I'm a contemporary jewellery and object maker based in Sydney, Australia. My work draws on traditional crafts, techniques, technology, and design methods inspired by my Asian cultural lineage to investigate themes of personal cross-cultural narratives. For meditating through jewellery, I'm presenting works which speaks about my cultural identity. I explore the intersections of my Chinese, Vietnamese, and Australian connections through the making and coming together of brooch forms. These brooch forms are called bow. Bow is a homograph word. Homographs are words where each of two or more words spelt the same, but not necessarily pronounced the same and having different meanings and origins. In this case, the bow, an accessory worn under the neck, or bow, as in gently tilting the head. How I connect my work to the theme meditating through jewellery is through the play and context of the word bow. These works, when not worn, have an inviting engagement with the hand, the natural obligation of wanting to twist the two components together. In twisting these brooches, you are opening and closing, and in a sense, metaphorically describes my experience of the tension living between the Eastern and Western sphere as an Asian Australian.
I'm very honored to introduce my work, Meditation Props, Gazing 1. Tritaka is a Sanskrit word about meditation, which means to look or to gaze. This meditation technique involves starting at a single point of focus. I guess many people think the whole is mysterious and worth exploring. I want to use it as the focal point of my gaze and metaphor for everything or nothing. Candles are common meditation props, but while we must light it, we can gaze anything. In my opinion, stone just a medium of Zen. Whether it be cloud, a color, or a stone, as long as it brings the insights and inspiration of the truth, goodness and beauty to the appreciation of the stone, it can be called Zen stone.
Please sit on the cushion in the most comfortable position and make sure that your spine is straight. Put your index finger against your thumb to make a yoga mudra on your legs. Close your eyes gently. Gradually slow down your breath. Relax your facial expressions. Stretch your eyebrows and bring a very slight inward smile to your lip. Stretch your back. Relax your shoulders and arms. Try your best to stretch up the spine. Focus your attention on your breath. Make 3 to 5 abdominal breaths with your own breathing rate. Let's try to feel the moment of breathing in and breathing out. Try to breathe out as long as the time you breathe in. Your stomach moves out when you inhale, while you will do the downward motions when you exhale. You will feel you are becoming lighter and lighter, as if you were a white cloud in the blue sky. It's like you are floating freely in the air with the breeze. Looking down on a vast grassland, you see scattered tribes. The breeze is blowing with the sound and fragrance of the grass. You see a herdsman trying to tame a wild horse caught 2 days ago. The horse struggled vigorously against it. At last, it broke free of the rope. It escaped from the tribe at the farthest speed. No one could catch up with it. It did not stop running until it reached the grassland where there was no one. The horse finally got freedom. Then it slowed down. With no control of rope, bound, no whip from herdsman, the horse continued to run freely, accompanied by a breeze, and its tail swaying in the air, as if dancing with the wind at ease. We continued to float freely in the air. You could feel the warm sunshine on our cloudy bodies. You will also feel the calmness when watching the free horse. Now, we are far away from the hustle and bustle of the city, away from the complicated thoughts. What we have now is the sky and grassland.